Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shalom. Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi. Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi. Barakatha YaHaWah, Barakatha YaHaWaShi. YaHaWah, who the world ignorantly calls God. YaHaWaShi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Right? Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth in its entirety, according to the Bible. Peace and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth all over the earth. And to the few Akwith, to the Akwith that are listening, Shalom. This is your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp. And the title of this lesson is We Bear the Indignation, right? Indignation meaning righteous anger. We bear the indignation of the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, right? Because he's vexed with us, man. You know what I mean? The Most High is vexed with us, man. Us being Israel being a people first before a place, right? Who Israel is the so-called blacks, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called natives, right? The so-called blacks make up the southern kingdom, the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And the northern kingdom makes up the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native American, the so-called natives, right? The so-called indigenous people, right? Right? The lost tribes, so to speak, right? But yeah, we as a people, Israel as a people, right? We bear the indignation of the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, man. Right? And how do we know this? And the reason why we bear the indignation, if you go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 5, this is one of the commandments. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them being other gods, right? Other philosophies, other gods. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, right? Don't bow down to them and don't serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Right? So we see right there that the iniquities, the sins, fall on the children, to the third and fourth generations. Right? So we know right there based on that we bear the indignation, the righteous anger, the anger of the Most High, because of the sins we've committed in this life, the sins we've committed in our past lives, and the sins that our forefathers did, right? Our forefathers went off, man. You know what I mean? Deuteronomy chapter 4. Went off from what we're supposed to do. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Right? And this is Moses talking to the children of Israel. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High my power commanded me. Right? So Moses taught the children of Israel statutes and judgments commanded by YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi. Right? That ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Right? That we're supposed to do once we possess the promised land, Canaan, where the Canaanites were. Right? Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Right? So these are the nations who are looking at us once we were delivered from Egypt as a wise and understanding people, man. You know what I mean? Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right? So the statutes and commandments that were given to us, the children of Israel, right? Put us in a situation where we're above everybody else, man. You know what I mean? Right? Above everybody else, man. Right? I'm going to get to it right here in the book of Deuteronomy. But we went off, followed after other doctrines, right? Followed after other likenesses, images, philosophies, doctrines, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy. This is the book of Deuteronomy. Salakia, brothers. Yeah, this is the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto YaHaWah thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee. Who has he chosen? The children of Israel, man. Right? Has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Above all people upon the face of the earth, man. Right? But rather than that, you know, our forefathers, right, chose to go off, man. Right? Chose to go off. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. Right? It tells us clear as day. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved YaHaWah to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi. Right? So we're in the state, we bear the indignation of the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi because we sacrificed the idols, went after other gods, right? Worship other philosophies, other doctrines, right? Did the things that the other nations were doing that we were directly told not to do, man. You know what I mean? Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi told us once we possess the land, not to do what the other nations do, man. Right? Right? Deuteronomy 6, verse 13. Thou shalt fear YaHaWah thy power and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. Verse 14, this is the point. Ye shall not go after other gods of the gods of the people which are round about you. Right? So all these other nations that were around about are serving other gods and sacrificing other gods, worshiping other gods. YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi specifically told us not to go after them. Right? And that's why we bear this indignation, this righteous anger to this day. Micah 7, verse 9. I will bear the indignation of YaHaWah because I have sinned against him. Right? We've sinned against the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi by going after these other gods, man. Right? Taking up their doctrines. Right? Do as thou wilt, you know, which is an Esau mantra. You know what I mean? Eating pork, shellfish. You know what I mean? Committing adulteries, fornications, right? The way of the heathen, right? I will bear the indignation of YaHaWah because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light and I shall behold his righteousness, right? So until YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi judges the whole earth, right? We got to bear this indignation, right? Until YaHaWaShi comes back and cracks that sky and judges and reestablishes his kingdom of righteousness, we got to bear that indignation, right? Psalms 106, verse 6. Just some precepts, man, as meditating, man, you know? Psalms 106, verse 6. We have sinned with our fathers, right? You know, us being the children of Israel, man, right? So-called blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called natives, man. We have sinned with our fathers, right? With our fathers. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedly. Verse 7. Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. So that's why Moses, when the Most High delivered the children of Israel, us, through Moses, right? We roamed for 40 years, man, to purge out the us in Israel that didn't believe and didn't understand, man. You know what I mean? That's why to this day, we bear the indignation of the Most High power, YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi. Let's go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 9. Get some more precepts, man. Nehemiah, chapter 9. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 33. Howbeit thou art just in all that is brought upon us, for thou hast done right, but we have done wickedly. Neither have our kings or our princes, our priests, nor our fathers kept thy law, nor hearkened unto thy commandments and thy testimonies, wherewith thou didst testify against them. Right. So the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, he's just in the righteous indignation that he his just anger that he that he imparts on us, man. Right? Because we've done wickedly, man. You know, the Most High has always done right, and we've done wickedly. You know, but that stiff neck. Let's get that, man. That's hard-headed. Ezekiel chapter 3, when YaHaWah was telling Ezekiel to go speak to the people, speak to the children of Israel, right? That's hard-headed Israel for you, man. Jake, Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. This is Ezekiel speaking to the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Right. Hard-hearted Israel, man. Right? Let's look up the word impudent, man. You know what I mean? Impudent. Hard-hearted Israel, man. That's Jake. That's Jake for you, man. You know what I mean? My phone's off, man. It's been off, you know? Impudent. Not showing due respect for another person. Right? Yeah. He could have strangled this impudent upstart. Yeah, so not showing due respect. Not showing due respect for another person, right? So Israel has been impudent, man, right? Pursuant to Ezekiel 3 verse 7, right? When YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, right? The Most High YaHaWah was telling Ezekiel to speak to the children of Israel, man, right? Verse 8, Ezekiel 3 verse 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. Verse 9. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Right? Israel, man. Jacob, man. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks. So Israel, Jacob, always looks hard, man. Always looks tough, rough around the edges, man. You know what I mean? You go into some low-income areas, man. Jacob in some low-income areas, or some of the reserves, where some of the northern tribes are, man. Right? Hard, man. You know, kind of scary to look at. You know what I mean? But that's Jacob, man. But yeah, we bear the indignation of the Most High because we've sinned against him, man. Us in this life, us in our past lives, right? And our forefathers, man. Let's close out with Daniel 9 verse 7. Daniel 9 verse 5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Right? So we've rebelled, man, departing from the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, man. That's why we bear the indignation of YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi. Right? We departed from all of the precepts and the laws and the judgments, right? Verse 6, neither have we hearkened, listened, unto thy servants, the prophets, right? The Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi always sent forth prophets to speak the word to the children of Israel, right? And stiff-necked, hard-hearted Jake, hard-hearted Israel would not listen, right? Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, right? Because it wasn't us. It wasn't the prophet speaking, but it was the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi speaking through his prophets, right? Which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land, right? So we never listened, man. We never listened, man. Chose to go off instead, man. You know what I mean? But we're at the end of this thing. Most High willing, we're the elect, right? And the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. Right? That's why we see all these prophecies. 2020, the year of prophecy. We see all these prophecies happening at an accelerated rate, right? But yeah, I pray you're edified. Just some precepts. Call Allah YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham, Qadash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Muslim who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth in its entirety. Peace and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth all over the earth. Kwame Asherala, Abad Babal.